Greetings! I am Hazel, and this is my familiar, Midnight. We are here to share a few things that you may not know about Halloween. Halloween is a celebration of all things spooky, and in the United States, it's surrounded by a few odd traditions like trick-or-treating and pumpkin carving. Here are a few interesting facts about how some of today's practices got started, as well as other fun tidbits about the unique holiday. According to History.com, the Halloween we know today can trace its roots back to the ancient Celtic end-of-harvest festival of Samhain. During Samhain, people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off evil spirits. In the 8th century, in an effort to spread Christianity, Pope Gregory III decreed November 1st as All Saints' Day and incorporated some of the rituals of Samhain. All Saints' Day was also called All Hallows, and the night before, when the traditional Samhain festival used to take place in Celtic regions, was called All Hallows' Eve. Jack-o'-lantern comes from the Irish legend of Stingy Jack. Legend has it that Stingy Jack invited the devil to have a drink with him, but Jack didn't want to pay for the drink, so he convinced the devil to turn himself into a coin. Instead of buying the drink, he pocketed the coin and kept it close to a silver cross in his house, preventing the devil from taking shape again. He promised to let the devil go as long as he would leave Jack alone for a year, and that if Jack died, the devil wouldn't claim his soul. After a year, Jack tricked the devil again to leave him alone and not claim his soul. When Jack died, God didn't want such a conniving person in heaven, and the devil, true to his word, would not allow him into hell. Jack was sent off into the night with only a burning coal to light his path. He placed the coal inside a carved-out turnip and has been roaming the earth ever since. People in Ireland and Scotland began creating their own creations of Jack's lanterns out of turnips, beets, and potatoes. The tradition traveled to the United States, along with the immigrants, and people began to use pumpkins, native to North America, for the lanterns instead. The pumpkins were plentiful and much easier to carve. They say putting a carved jack-o'-lantern near your home wards away evil spirits and keeps Jack far away because he thinks it is another lost evil soul carrying their own lantern to light the way in the darkness. Modern-day costumes have taken the place of garments designed to represent spirits. Having children dress up in costumes and go door to door like little beggars, demanding treats, is kind of weird. Like several other Halloween activities, the tradition can be traced back to the Middle Ages and the rituals of Samhain. It was believed that phantoms walked the earth on the night of Samhain, so people would dress up in costumes in an effort to repel the spirits. As the Catholic Church started supplanting pagan festivals with their own holidays, like All Souls' Day, the act of souling became popular, and poor children and adults would go door to door dressed as spirits accepting soul cakes in exchange for prayers. In Old English folklore about Halloween is full of superstition and fortune-telling that still lingers today, like bobbing for apples or avoiding black cats. One piece of folklore says that if a young unmarried person walks down the stairs backwards at midnight while holding a mirror, the face that appears in the mirror will be their next lover. The Day of the Dead, or Dia de los Muertos, takes place October 31st through November 2nd in Mexico and a few other Hispanic countries. November 1st, Dia de los Inocentes, honors children that died, and family members decorate graves with baby's breath and white orchids. On November 2nd, Dia de los Muertos, families honor adults who have died and place orange marigolds on grave sites. The original Aztec celebration actually lasted a month long, but when Spanish conquistadors came over to Mexico in the 16th century, they merged the festival with the Catholic All Saints' Day. Today's celebration is a mix of both Aztec rituals of skulls, altars to the dead, and food with Catholic masses and prayers. Though many would argue that candy corn tastes like chicken feed, that's not how it got its original name. Created in the 1880s by George Renninger, it was sold to the masses by Golitz Confectionery Company, now Jelly Belly Co., at the turn of the century. Because corn is what was used to feed chickens, the creation was called chicken feed, and the box was marked with a colorful rooster. According to Guinness World Records, the highest number of lit jack-o'-lanterns on display is 30,581 by the city of Keene, New Hampshire in 2013. Keene, represented by Let It Shine, has broken the record 8 times over since the original attempt. That's a whole lot of pumpkins. The classic 1978 horror film, Halloween, can be easily recognized in just one image: the psychotic Michael Myers in his iconic pale-faced mask. Without a doubt, it's one chilling look that has struck terror into the hearts of parting teens in slasher flicks. But did you know, the movie was actually filmed on such a tight budget that the crew used the cheapest mask they could find, a $2 Star Trek Captain James Kirk mask. They spray-painted it white and reshaped the eye holes, making William Shatner look incredibly creepy. Right behind Christmas, Halloween is the second most commercial holiday in the U.S. Americans spend about $6.9 billion on Halloween, most of it for candy, costumes, and parties. A surprisingly big chunk is also invested in Halloween costumes for pets. Out of the $6.9 billion spent annually in the U.S. alone, $2.08 billion are spent on Halloween candy. How many sweet treats can you buy with that money? Roughly 600 million pounds, which equals about 6 Titanic ships. The average American eats about 3.4 pounds of Halloween candy, the weight of a small chihuahua, in a Halloween costume. Trick-or-treating, aka dressing up and asking the neighbors for candy, can be a deliciously successful endeavor. Kids consume about 7,000 calories on Halloween. You would have to eat 66 bananas to reach 7,000 calories. According to traditions, wearing your clothes inside out and walking backwards on Halloween will make it so you see a witch at midnight. Trick-or-treating is really only for kids. Some cities in the U.S. have even gone as far as banning kids over the age of 12 from trick-or-treating. In some places, teenagers who cheat and trick-or-treat can face a fine up to $1,000. 7,000 calories worth of candy is surely not worth a fine. Don't be scared if you see a spider on Halloween. This is believed to be the spirit of a deceased loved one who is watching over you. These are a few facts you may not have known about the traditions of Samhain, Halloween. Midnight, and I would like to thank you for joining us here today on my channel. Happy haunting, my little ghouls and goblins.